Now I want to introduce a few new models to you, now that we've gone through the recap. And I want to deal first with the frustration. Because this right here, for some of us, is literally killing us. And for our loved ones, it's killing us. It's a silent epidemic that we don't even know exists because we don't have a way to label it. It doesn't exist in any medical books. You won't see soul frustration, or goal frustration show up as an illness or a disease anywhere in any medical book. Yet these three things, soul, role, and goal frustration, are eating us from the inside out. And you can identify it for yourself by making some very simple distinctions. Soul frustration is, I'm not being who I really am. Emphasis on being. I'm not being myself. Okay? I don't feel like I'm being who I am as a being. Role frustration is I'm not doing what I value. Doesn't have to be what I love. Not doing what I value. That creates role frustration. Goal frustration is I'm not where I think I ought to be. I'm not where I think I ought to be. Just as a quick assessment, how many of you have goal frustration right now? Even just a little bit. Okay? Majority. How many of you have role frustration? I'm not doing what I really value. Half of you. How about soul frustration? I'm not really being who I really am. Okay? At least half of you. So let's assume that half the population has each of these, one of these. I have yet to meet, I've only met maybe 5 people in 20 years who don't have any of these three. No role, no soul, no role, no goal frustration. Okay? Rare. Almost everybody I meet, and when we run their profile, it shows up, has one or more of these. A good chunk of us have 2 of them, and some of us have all 3. About half of us have all 3. We're not being who we are, we're not doing what we value, we're not going where we want to go, or we're not where we think we ought to be. This word, and this is going to make a profound impact on your life, and I want you to have a trigger, a bell, something go off, you know, a noise or a sound or a feeling or a light or pinch yourself. How many of you should all over yourself? How many of you should all over yourself? This is a common malady. And you don't need Pampers or diapers or Depends, all right? But whenever you hear yourself, there are trigger words that should now, when those words come up, you want to be conscious, alert, and shift. Ought, should, must, have to. Ought, should, must, have to. When you hear yourself saying, I ought to, I should, I must, I have to, you are out of choice. You are operating in no choice. Think about it. I ought to do this. I have to do this. I should do this. I must do this. Is there any choice there? No choice. I have to. All right? These are systemic words. Systemic words. They're words that project no choice. I have to, or I must, or I should, or I ought. The difference is what? If you were not operating out of ought, should, must, or have to, what would you be operating out of? I want to. That's better. What else?
I'd like to.
I'd like to.
I am.
I am. I might. How about this one?
Do it.
I choose. Just one word. One word transform your life. Every single time you hear yourself say, I ought to. I choose to. See, this is also a way we stay as victims. It's easy to be a victim when you have to. Got no choice. I should. I ought to. I must. They told me to. got it. Right? You got it. That's exactly it. The problem, Betsy, is those voices in your head are not all yours.
I know.
Right? Get out, right, all of you get out of my head. That's true. So I bring this up because so many of us are so skewed in our attention to our thinking. You know, we're always in our heads. And we're so unconscious to the words we use, we don't even know we're using them. We're so accustomed to saying, I ought, I have to, I should, I must. The hardest thing I taught my son over the years was to choose. Not I have to. Not I must. Not I ought to. Don't even believe what your parents say. Like if we say, you have to do this, now he corrects me. No, I don't have to do that. You're right, you don't have to do that. Choose to do it. Or choose not to.
You better choose.
It's not only making it as a victim, it's if you're trying to be, like if you're telling your child or something, I have to do this, it's trying to save their feelings. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
are you
there's so many implications here. There's so many, just think of all the implications of have to. I have no choice. I'm out of control. I'm a victim. And now I'm going to tell you to be one too. But you're teaching your child by what you do. Children don't really, especially when they're young, they don't hear what you say. They watch what you do. You know, why kids are, I mean, they just call you on your stuff all the time. So I bring this up because this is so pervasive. And it's so below the radar, we're not even conscious of the words we use. You could change your life if you change your words. So when you hear yourself in this kind of linguistic pattern, just catch yourself. Don't beat yourself up, just catch yourself. Oh, I choose to. Now, choose means responsibility, right? And that's another reason why we prefer ought, should, have to, and must. Because choose means I choose, means I respond, right? Remember the model, stimulus response? What's the essence of stimulus response? Response ability. The ability to respond to whatever stimulus is thrown at us in a way that works to our advantage, in our benefit, okay? Here's the beautiful part about this soul, role, and goal frustration. When you're aware of it, you can eliminate it, just like you can eliminate some of what's in your way. And there's really only 3 prescriptions. I used to say there's 2, now there's 3, and we're going to give a 4th. 1, shift attention. Shift attention. Okay? Shift attention. So if you're paying too much attention to the thinking dimension, you have the ability and choice to shift your attention to the doing dimension or the being dimension. So shifting your attention can sometimes really dramatically alter the quality of your life. Second is find balance. If you feel like you're an extreme person and you tend to be out of balance, you tend to see the world, as very black or white. You're either on one side, everything sucks, it's wrong, it's bad, or you're on the other side, everything is great and it's exactly the way it should be and everything's happy. Find yourself, if you feel out of balance, then shift. And attention and balance work together. As you move your attention one way or the other, you can, bring it into balance. But don't push yourself to the point of feeling like you have to have absolute perfect balance, because there is no absolute perfect balance. Even our bodies, in the process of homeostasis, we get out of balance to get into balance, all right? So don't look at out of balance as wrong. Just look at it as what? You're off course, right? I don't know if any of you come from the Jewish faith. There's no word for sin in the Hebrew language or the Jewish language. There's no word for sin. All right? The closest word, there's a word het, H-E-T. It means to miss the mark. Okay? So there's no sin. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You just miss the mark. And if you can look at life that way and stay in the RAM formula and recognize that when you're off course, it's not a sin, you just miss the mark. Modify, measure, modify. Measure, modify. Measure, modify. Okay? The third is improve your clarity. Improve and enhance your clarity. This is why we do coaching. This is why I do profiles. I don't do profiles because it's a profile. A profile is a tool like any other tool. The tool is not the house. The tool helps to build the house, right? The map is not the territory. It's a picture of the territory. But when you have a picture of the territory, you have a map of the territory of how you're thinking, isn't it so much easier to navigate your way through life than if you're kind of operating blind? I have an old car. I don't have a GPS. I don't want a GPS. I hate those things. I talk to people on their cell phone, and that stupid GPS is in the background screaming at the bird, make a left turn, right? It's like, shut that thing off. I don't want that thing. All right? I want my own navigational system. Thank you. But you can improve your clarity on your own. It's just more difficult to do. Now, we have a fourth way, and that is to add your same. And that will make a huge, huge difference for you in integrating your same into this model. And when you integrate them and you operate with the power of this and the awareness and knowledge and consciousness of this, you better look out, because your life is going to change. All right? Like it or not, once a mind is expanded, it can't return to its original shape. Once you have new consciousness, you can't, unless you purposefully deny it and ignore it, you can't go back to where you were. That's why when you're present and you're aware you're present and you're not aware you're present, you can never go back now. You can momentarily kind of but you're going to bring yourself back, because it's cemented in your consciousness now. It's very powerful. Okay? So this is how you get rid of soul, roll, and goal frustration, is you shift your attention, you find balance, you improve your clarity, and use your same through